Well, here we are, December 10th. Just sat down. Bit of a frustrating day yesterday. This little girl. But it's a new day today. So I just got one thing left to do here is somehow stiffen up this dolphin striker so it's not hinged. I've run into this on models before. For some reason they've got dolphin strikers so it moves around like this, see? And the real dolphin striker is fixed at 90 degrees. From its bowsprit. In line, straight down. It should be here. Now you can do it with string, obviously, get it there, but you don't want it moving in the future. So I'm going to see if I can really the way to do it is a double-ended pin, double-ended nail, as it were, one down into the bowsprit and the other up into the mast cap. And then that would solve that. I don't have anything like that. I don't know if I can make something like that from what I have over here. Maybe I could. Maybe I could. That's not really long enough. I mean, of course I could. Just having the right material. Ooh. That's a little big. That'd be perfect. Little piece of brass rod right there. That's too big. Need a little double nail, sharp on both ends. And now I think I got it super glued into place. I'll never get that out of there. Okay. Well, the bobstay can dictate that. So, just finally, today is the first day I've had it at a point where we can now start moving forward, replacing what's broken. And you know, I had to make we made the new jib boom. I put Dutchman in on this side of the mast cap. The bowsprit cap was broken off. One half of it was broken off. The jib boom was carried away. The end of the jib boom was broken off. And then all this was a mess around through the dolphin striker, the martingale. So now we can actually start putting it back. So that's the plan. Start forward, start low, start forward, work up. The importance of the bowsprit and the jib boom and the martingale and all that. This right here is what holds the entire rig forward. Certainly the foremast. And there's stays that run to the foremast and to the bottom of the foremast. And you gotta have that. You gotta have that support. And so this is tremendously strong for actually in real life for what it does. Um, you know, they look fine and pretty and detailed, and but the strength and the bowsprit and the jib boom and the martingale and the chains and and all the rigging is it's tremendous. It's tremendous. It's surprising bowsprits don't break more often than they do. Okay, I found a nice. I just took the dolphin striker off. I got the pin out from up in the mast cap. It's 2 pins actually. You see, and hinged. Dolphin strikers aren't typically hinged. They're fixed. Like I said, 90 degrees to the mast cap. So I got these out, and I'm going to replace it with this. I'll trim it off, sharpen the end. We go up into the mast cap. So that's the plan there. Yeah. All right. What did I do with that little hinge pin? There they are. I want to trim it as long as it was. Just a fraction bit longer so it goes up into fresh wood. Cut that right there on an angle, steepest angle as I can get. Okay, and hopefully I'll find that hole as easy as I have. Look at that. Oh man, look at that. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just pushing that up in there by hand. Keep it at a nice straight 90-degree angle. There, that's beautiful. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I've been on a lot of ships in my life with jib booms and bowsprits and dolphin strikers, and I've never seen a dolphin striker that was hinged like that and able to move. All right. However, this is a double pin hinge. This is the kind of thing we save. Don't throw that out. We'll put that over here in this basket with the stuff from Flying Cloud right now. I'm keeping that separate in case we have to use it again. Look at my double pin vise I just found. I haven't been in the model shipyard, and I'm ashamed to say it, but it's been a couple of years, and maybe 3, 4 since I've been back here, over here working. And I got a big one that I should be working on. I was going to do that, but I fell in a little bit of a hard place the last couple of years, so it's hard when you lose a sibling. And I'll just leave that at that, because we don't need to go there right now. We're restoring ship models. And this is what I do to honor my father and my brother. As I paint tall ships and I restore and build model ships. As my dad was a principal organizer of tall ships, 1976, 78, 80, 82. And American Sail Training Association founder and all that. So I grew up sailing on traditional sailing vessels. Okay, so we got this. We got our dolphin striker in place, and that's just how it should be. And then now we can start putting the head rig back together. Everything's where it needs to be for the most part now. It's just a matter of new rigging and that. I had to fix the foretop gallant mast again. So got this stay temporarily. Holding it last night. Seems to be okay now. Take that off. We'll test the new beeswax. I got some new beeswax. I don't know what happened to my beeswax. It's one of these tables somewhere. Beeswax. What's the beeswax for? Beeswax. Always beeswax your line. I'm just testing it. I usually use a yellowish beeswax. This is white. It's fine. It makes your line look tighter. It gets the wrinkles or the kinks out of it. If you got kinks or it's been coming off a rectangular spool, so it's got, you know, you have to pull it tight to make it look tight. Whereas once you beeswax it, it helps it look taut. It helps it hold together while you're threading the needles, as it were. And it protects the line from drying out too quickly in the case over the years. And I would not rig a model without beeswax. And I've used it since, I don't know who it was that, I didn't, maybe in a book, but I don't think I've ever rigged a ship model without beeswax. And I built my first sailing ship, square rig sailing ship model in 8th grade. So anyway, that's the idea. So now I'm deciding whether to rig it here or rig it over there and on the other table. But the martingale and the head rig, I'm looking forward to this now, because now we've got it. Now we can start putting it back together. This is all good. And I got a nice selection of rigging sizes over on the other table that I think are going to work. You know, this is some of my smaller rigging, and it's kind of too big. And the smaller it is, the tougher it is to work it. You know, try and do it so nobody sees it. Should replace it, but I'm trying to save time. If it breaks again, I will. That actually, this side, this lift looks newer and heavier than the one over on this side. So this, you know, it has had work over the years, but everybody that's worked on it's done a nice job. So I'm just trying to do a nice job too. You know, it takes time. You know, and I don't care what anybody says. Oh, just set it up, knock it out in a day. Well, I've never been able to do that. I mean, God bless people who can. But if I tried to bang this out in a day, it'd be a mess. Checking some sizes, some rigging. It looks a lot heavier because it's brighter color right now, but it's a little heavy. But it could work. It could work. It's a nice line. Can color that. I'll show you how that's done. If I have to do a spool, I'll show you. Essentially, you take the scratch cover and a brush, take the spool, drop it in the thing, in a bath of dark scratch cover, let it soak up, take it out, throw a rag around it, soak up the excess, and then just let the spool dry. Pretty soon you have nice dark looking hemp. It looks like tarred hemp. Marlin hemp. Anyway. So that's, you know, what you don't want to do is take bright white line and replace what's broken with bright white line that doesn't look like it belongs. You got to do the repair and keeping obviously in the right sizes and the right line, so the model looks uniform and the same, not like a hodgepodge. Waxed a fresh piece of line. It's going to be the head stay. There's a new one. Let that hang. Get rid of the old one. Jib topsail. It's still pretty good string. It's strong. Just too short. Next one's going to be the same size. Don't quite think I have the length on that one. Those are going to be too short. This goes there. This goes there.